Today, we're just gonna have a chill day. We're gonna look at some reactions, take other people content, you know, be a leech, be a vampire. Really hard working shit. Nothing too intense today. No screaming. Actually, I take that back. There probably will be. Just like no yelling. So I guess we just hop right into it. What is this? The controversial George not found allegations.
Okay, so this story has to be one of the dumbest.
Oh, these guys are great. These guys are so funny.
I honestly think young people's brains are rotted when it comes to all topics of consent. Okay. Essentially, this involves two Twitch streamers. Okay. Some very strong allegations. All right. You can be the judge.
Last year, at the beginning of summer, by a significantly older and popular content creator. I was freshly 18 and had just graduated high school a few weeks prior.
Freshly 18 is a wild line, is it not?
That is a wild line.
I was like, freshly 18. That's what I see. You coming out of a cabbage patch, my dog. It is weird.
But it's weird to describe yourself as freshly 18.
That is weird.
Like normal people say,
that is very weird.
Just turned 18. He said
freshly 18.
But let's keep watching.
Oh, creative writing.
Freshly 18 and had just graduated high school a few weeks prior. I was drunk in a hotel room with other people around me when it happened. He was someone I had once watched, and he was 8 years older than me and far more powerful.
8? So he was 26? And far more powerful. All right, let's see.
I'm so proud of you and your bravery.
Oh my! Are we?
Sorry. Sorry, someone.
I can't comment on any of this. I don't know this whole story. I don't want to say anything that would that'd be bad.
Let me just keep watching.
No.
I need all the facts
before
I
It was
say
at a
anything.
convention in a hotel room. It was my first convention I was invited to, so I stuck by one of my best friends the entire time. I was nervous but excited about it all and felt really grown up. One night we were at a house party when we decided to leave. It was me, my best friend, and her
She's
other
underage
friend.
drinking.
His other friend was romantically talking to a really big creator at the time. He was also the best friend of my soon-to-be assaulter. She wanted to go back to his hotel room but didn't want to go alone, so we went with her. I didn't really mind as I was up for anything. When we got to the hotel room, it was the creator, the girl was talking to, and his best friend. The two of them and the three of us. Not much happened that first night, just some drinking and talking at a table. The guy's friend had been passing flirts at me the entire night, but because he was the oldest in the room, we assumed he didn't know my age. Later that night, when I left, I received Instagram DMs from him, and in my Instagram bio, in bold, was my age, 18, confirming he knew how old I was. A few days passed when I found myself in the same situation. Us three were at a party when it got boring, and whether the girl wanted to leave.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Having your age in your bio is smart, right? It's a smart decision. But saying he knows my age because it was in the bio, okay, I'm paranoid, so I always check bios. And if your age isn't in the bio, then I ask you directly. But saying like he knows, dude, if a chick was at a party, at a drinking party, and she was taking alcohol and I would just assume her age is adult age. That is true. But I would also just assume that she's 21. Like, I would assume that she's just 21. I wouldn't even check the bio. Maybe that's because I'm stupid. But I just assume. But yeah, no, like, but I do need more context before I really put an input on this.
And go to his room, where he asked us who I cannot remember. Once again, I was drunker than the night before and was willing to go anywhere. I was naive, and so we went back. I remember a friend seeing me in the lobby on the way. They were worried by the way I was acting and asked if I was okay. I was really drunk, and it was an eerie feeling, like they could sense something was wrong, and I wonder what would have happened if I had picked up on it, and if I wasn't drunk, and if I didn't wave it off. But I don't want to dwell on the what ifs. That night, I went up to his room. Back at the hotel room again were the two friends and us three girls. At the time, all of us girls were already really drunk from the party we were coming from, stumbling and everything. There was more alcohol in the room, and we were encouraged to drink some more as they offered the bottles to us. They said they would join us in drinking and insisted on drinking games, and already drunk, I obviously completely complied.
So
we sat.
To me, it sounds like everybody's drunk. This sounds like you went back to a party, to a hotel room. Everybody's drunk at this point. It sounds like everybody at the party's drunk, because it doesn't sound like they're purposely getting them wasted. It sounds like drinking games, just a party, just like a party at that point. But let's see more. Let's see more before I say
questions about each other, drinking a bunch, and the older guy sat right next to me while playing. I confused confused my nerves for excitement, as I had never been around such a big creator before. I remember getting drunker and drunker and really tired around this time. It was about 3 a.m. Right before the
I'd be tired
incident,
too.
I had
3
answered a
a.m.
question
drinking?
about my age.
Fuck.
We were playing a drinking game and talking about sex, and I admitted to everyone in the room that I was 18
Okay.
and that I was a virgin at the time.
Why?
I remember back now to him answering questions during the game about back when he was 19 and when he was in college, noticing how my future was his past, and I wondered how he felt sitting so close to me. It was a little after that, when I had resorted to playing games on my phone when it happened. Out of nowhere, I felt him slip his hand under my clothes, sitting next to me on the couch in front of everyone. He disguised it with a simple, "Are you ticklish?" I coughed out a no, still staring at my phone. I was overly aware of the fact that we were in front of other people, the fact that everyone else was sitting around us, watching us, including my best friend, and that his hand was inching further to places I hadn't asked for it to be. He made a game out of my embarrassment where he would touch me in certain areas to make me lose the phone game I was playing. I was scared and I felt sick, either from the alcohol or from his touch. It didn't matter because my mind was a blur.
What am I watching? Why
I
is she
didn't
sobbing?
speak or move.
She was like in a very uncomfortable situation. I will agree. That is very uncomfortable situation. Yeah, you're at a drinking game. Everybody's drunk. Some drunk is hitting on you. You're saying no, right? That is uncomfortable, and he's still touching you. Guys, I'm gonna agree with this person. That is very uncomfortable. Is it sexual assault? I'm just gonna go to the definition: sexual contact or behavior that occurs without explicit consent. Some forms of sexual include attempted fondling or unwanted sexual touching, forcing a victim to perform sexual acts such as oral or okay.
I remember being afraid to even breathe. I stayed
You need to
there
watch
for a
the whole
while,
thing? Okay, we're
hoping
watching
my
the whole thing.
stillness could
I'm
make me
watching it right now.
disappear. I eventually had to stand up after many minutes for it to stop. I was scared to leave or make a scene out of the embarrassment. Eventually, later in the night, I found myself alone with him and his friends. Everyone else either passed out or sick. I dread the scenarios that could have played out that night.
Wait, you can't
What
just say,
ifs?
I dread the scenarios that could have played out. What the fuck? That's like the guy's like, yeah, if I passed out before her, she could have just randomly stabbed me. Come on.
So naive, and lucky or not, the night came to an end with just that. The night lasted until 6 a.m. I was still drunk, either from alcohol or tiredness. I went to leave, and the older guy decided to leave with me. We walked to the elevators, where I didn't get on. He then pretended that the elevator was broken, and that he couldn't leave, telling me to get in the elevator to prove it was broken. And then after a few minutes, he ended the night with a "guess I'm going now," leaving with a wounded puppy look. He proceeded to Instagram message me for a bit after that, simple flirting or asking about the next
I have a video of a
convention I
girl
was going
talking
to,
like this in VR chat where she's
saying stuff
making you say
about
about nothing.
seeing me there.
I don't think this
Simple
is nothing. I
messages
think
ultimately
you
filtered
can
into
be.
nothing.
I'm gonna be honest. I think you can be upset about being touched in a way you don't like to be touched. And if she said no during it, the dude should have stopped. But also, some of her comments are over exaggerations. Like, I dreaded the thought of what might have happened. She did not say no. Didn't she say no multiple times? Oh, she said she was not ticklish.
At the time of it all, I convinced myself I was lucky. I was lucky that that had happened to me. I was excited to be around such big creators, to be at that
You
convention
expect
in
him to
general.
understand because she was
I
looking at her
figured that's
phone.
just how things were.
Dude, men are
That was
fucking
the price I had to
stupid.
pay to be there.
Okay, to be fair, that's an obvious sign that like the chick's not into you, looking at her phone. But the vast majority of streamers and like content creators and like people that get big on these games or like whatever, a lot of them are like socially inept mongrels, right? A lot of them don't know how to interact with people and they don't understand things. Look, when I don't want to be touched, I move. Yeah, that's not really good. She really just sort of said no, but also I feel like it's okay to be kind of upset if somebody touches you in a way you don't want to be touched. This is like split hairs for me because I can understand why she's upset and I can understand why this problem didn't get solved because she didn't say no. And I do believe there is some parts of her story that I think are huge exaggerations. I'm trying to watch as much as I can, but for right now, I'm like, I'm not on anybody's side. I'm like, this is just a stupid interaction that two people had. I don't think anybody's at fault. He touched her stomach. Yeah, you shouldn't touch random people's stomachs, Persephone. I don't know how that's not, especially under the clothing, that's just uncomfortable, right? Like maybe it's not like as horrid as she's making out to be, but still, they were cuddling on the couch frames. Dude, listen, from what I've heard so far from her side, we'll get more into it, is that she seemed like she wasn't really cuddling back, wasn't really receptive. She doesn't tell the whole truth. That's why I'm saying so far, guys. So far. That's why I like that's my opinion so far. Like once we get more, I'll change it over time. But so far, I think like you should never like I need to know more.
I assured myself that I was just being sensitive about it all, that it wasn't a big deal, but assuring only could go so
I don't
far.
think it was that big of a deal,
I felt
honestly.
dirty in a way that I couldn't wash off.
I don't know if you should say that.
Hands down her pants. No, he did.
No, he didn't.
So he touched her boob.
Yeah, that's awful. That should never happen to you, Persephone.
Abba, this is not me being insensitive, okay? This is me not being the smartest guy.
I definitely think she's overreacting,
saying?
but I also think you shouldn't just randomly touch
I'm
people.
slow. So where did she get touched?
You need context. So
Yes, I need. Yeah, the context is very important. But
Yeah, I need context.
points to know
I agree with
Nobody
this man.
needed
I need more
to-
context.
because she had a 21 wristband because this event was 21 plus. That's why she was allowed to drink.
She had a 21
so this
wristband.
is-
See, now we know.
Context for
She's
this scenario and to why I didn't know her age. My perspective of things is that I am with people that are over the age of 21 in a scenario where we are doing things that people that are over the age of 21 are doing, like drinking. And also the people
Oh,
that
yeah, this makes sense.
came from an event where they had very heavy security. This was an official VidCon after party, and with previous VidCon after parties, I even had problems getting into these events. I've gone back and reviewed texts from the time, and there was actually a picture where it was shown that they had this 21 plus wristband.
okay. I'm
agree.
agree. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. If I was him and I was at a party and there's chicks drinking, I would just assume they're 21. I wouldn't check a random fucking Twitter bio.
So from my perspective, it's a bunch of 21 plus year olds hanging out. And I have no reason to think otherwise.
Yeah, I agree
Other
with this.
than her Instagram bio, but I just didn't see it. Next, she says, this is a quote, resorted to playing games on her phone to avoid the awkward situation. Now, I just don't see how this is the case. She's implying that she is using her phone to essentially escape, such an awkward scenario that she's in, but that's just not how it happened. And this is why. She brought up the phone game as kind of a point. The game was honestly the central point of the interaction at this part of the night. It was a very social thing. She was passing the phone around. We were all playing the game and bantering about it, just having fun with the game. So I don't see how like she resorted to it and was like using it in that context. She wasn't being awkward at all. There was no sense of uncomfortability from her. She was laughing and playing with everyone. And yeah, I'm not really sure why she phrased it like this. We actually continued to send each other high score updates even weeks after the event. To add further context to this moment, we were all actually sitting on the couch that was in the hotel room playing this game on her phone. They had already been drinking before they arrived. They were drunk, and the way this is phrased, it makes us out to look like we're kind of preying on them.
Yeah,
and,
he's
like,
already
forcing
drunk
them to
too. I
drink
bet
when
he's
they
been
didn't want
drinking
to,
as well.
when that's not the case. And as I mentioned earlier, they were even the ones asking to play the drinking games via the texts before they had even arrived. So then this is when her most important claim happens. I'm just going to read the quote. He says, out of nowhere, I felt him slip his hand under my clothes, sitting next to me on the couch in front of everyone. He disguised it with a simple, are you ticklish? I coughed out a no, and still staring at my phone, I was overly aware of the fact that we were in front of other people. The fact that everyone else was sitting around us, watching us, including my best friend, and that his hand was inching further to places I hadn't asked it to be. Again, as I mentioned before, we had previously been cuddling on this couch for around an hour, but I did place my hand on her waist under her shirt. The way it's phrased makes it sound like it just happened out of nowhere, when in reality we had been cuddling for over an hour at this point, and it was not out of nowhere.
Alright, so now I know they've been cuddling for an hour.
So they were cuddling, and then he tickled her stomach, and that's what all. that's what all this is about. I can't. I can't. And we're cuddling. And he went, Gucci. Me too!
When these young adults don't get their way, they twist and turn situations into predatory to put you on blast and try to ruin your life. Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I don't interact with women. On God, that's why I don't interact with women in real life.
Me too. Yeah. That's what it's about. And you know what they're saying? Cuddling doesn't mean you have the right to touch her stuff.
Ooh, all right. this is like a fine line, right? This is like a fine line. Like, oh God, this is hard. Because when you're a dude, you're expected to make the first moves all the time. You're supposed to initiate basically fucking everything, right? And when you're initiating everything, you're bound gonna slip up and like initiate when the other party doesn't want to be initiated on. But like at the same time, in society, it's the dude's role to always initiate. Like I don't remember the last time, like when I did use Tinder, that a chick said hi or hello to me first. Like basic initiation. Yeah, but that's like I can understand like why he would do that, because like you like dudes have to initiate some way, and like it's just common rejection shit.
Hey, yo, didn't I tell you this is one of the dumbest?
This is pretty dumb.
Didn't I tell you
this
is
is pretty dumb.
dumbest things I've ever heard?
So what's happening now?
They canceled this dude. He got
They
pulled
canceled?
from a bunch of advertisement, everything.
What? This chick
Why
just
not? If
ruined
a
this
dude did it,
man's
he did
life.
it. Make him pay. That's fine.
Yeah.
He tickled her stomach.
Dude,
I don't give a fuck.
that's why Tyler One is the
Heard
most
of me?
based content creator. Tyler One is the most based content creator because he doesn't go to these events. Because he says these events are just there to, like, those events are just there to ruin your career. Literally, he's like, if you want to collab with people, you message them in DMs, you talk to them. You don't go to these parties. Don't go to these parties. Don't go to these drinking nights. Don't go to all these things, because nothing good comes of it, right? When you're together with a bunch of creators and then with their fans, and their fans want to engage with them, the fans want to drink with them. Like, you don't know their age. Their age could be 18, so they lied to get into a venue. It's fucking scary shit, bro.
I'm 18. You had an over 21 bracelet. Ma, he didn't know that you just pretending like you knew, and you're framing it this way. But,
Again, maybe that's me. That's super.
but
weird.
we don't even have to go there, because he didn't know her age, one. And two, when he found out her age, he's like, no, thank you. That's why they texted for a while. Remember she said that?
Yeah.
And
Oh, he
something-
found out her age is 18, and
what
that's when he
fucked me
said,
up?
yeah,
Listen,
no, and she went
When she
insane.
was talking, and now I'm pissed now. Now I'm pissed. I just realized why I thought I was slow. Okay? Because when she was talking, she was like, I'm freshly 18.
Yeah.
And we spoke, and I was a virgin at the time. That's
Yeah.
what fucked me up.
Yeah,
Now you
I
putting
agree.
this-
I agree with that, man. How she worded everything made it sound it was way worse. Like, this dude really did something horrid.
Necessary information in the story that you were virgin and at the time, and the way you're framing this, my mind.
I
went
told you, bro.
two
Yeah, you
step
did,
further.
Persephone.
And I was like,
But like, I
"Oh,
have to.
shit,
I want both sides of the story
happy."
before I make
You know what I mean?
a reasonable decision.
Hyman Majora got perforated, but no, the way you is the frame up.
Why mention it though? Because he don't know that. How would he know any of these details that you've never been touched?
Bruh.
It's so dumb.
Half an hour until I started moving my hand further up, and the way it's phrased just makes it seem like it happened pretty instantly and pretty quickly. There was nothing quick about it. It was very slow, and I was very cautious about it and making sure that she was comfortable throughout the process. Me and Katie were very touchy, very cuddly, and very slowly got more intimate. I've always been overly cautious with consent, and this is not just because I'm a creator.
Dude,
I've
this
been like
man
this
is
since before I
scared.
was a
This man is
creator,
scared for the
and
rest of his
I
life.
think that's
This
just
man
the
will
way
not touch
I
another
am, and
woman,
just the way
honestly.
it should be. Nothing came out of nowhere. Everything progressed very slowly.
This
throughout the
man's
night.
gonna have a
And also,
consent
before I
form
continue, I
for
wanna
being
make
like,
it
hey,
clear
do you allow
that
me
the
to
furthest
touch you,
anything I ever
physically
got
touch
was
you?
under the shirt touching and cuddling. Now, obviously, people don't typically ask if everything is okay, even such as touching someone's waist under their shirt before
Yeah,
they do it.
okay, that makes sense.
But in this case, I was extremely slow, and she
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you this, all right? Stack your money up, get an ex-worker, okay, and ask for the GE. GE is the girlfriend experience.
I don't think. I just think these. People,
I don't
these people
think
are
you need to do that either, dude. Honestly, like, dude, it's so weird. It's so weird. Okay, okay. When I was on Tinder and I was swiping through doing one night stands, I'd always be like, "Hey, do you consent?" Like, I always stopped the mood and just said, "Do you consent?" And it always killed the mood. The girl always looked at me like I was like some freak when I did that. She was all like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I just want to know if you're having a good time. Like, do you agree? Like, do you want to keep going further? And she's like, that kills the mood. I'm like, yeah, it does. But like, one fuck up for me is 15 years in jail, bitch. I'm sorry if it killed the mood for like 5 minutes. Like, I don't want to, dude. One of the chicks that wanted to have a one night stand with me or be like friends with benefits. Why does that kill the mood? I don't know, Persephone. But hear me out. She wanted to do drunk non-con or whatever, non-consensual consent, right? So she wanted to get absolutely wasted and then wanted me to, like, fake assault her And I was like, Jesus Christ. I told her, I straight up told her, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that role play with you if you legit film a video of you recording yourself while sober, saying it's okay, and then you write out a form saying that's okay. Other than that, I'm not doing that shit with you. I'm not doing drunk, fake, like non-con play with you. Like that's so you're some random chick. I have so much more to lose, and just because you want to have a fun night, it's not gonna be me like 15 years in jail. Listen, that girl is crazy. Yeah, that girl is crazy. That girl was absolutely batshit crazy. I like, and you know what she had the audacity to say to me after that? The fucking audacity after I asked her to provide those shit, literally getting shit on you for later frames. Yeah, I know. You know what she said after that? That made her uncomfortable. She was like, that makes me uncomfortable. And I go, you're fucking insane. You're actually fucking insane. She was like, that makes me uncomfortable. I have a traumatic experience and I would never do fake allegations like that. I'm like, okay, then we're on the same ground, bitch. Just do it. Just make the video, make the form. Like we'll write it out on paper saying you're asking for this date, time, stamp it. Yeah, the bitch was a liar. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, that bitch was a liar.
There's two online.
I'll never
There's two
forget
online
that.
Bring, and so that's why they talk like this. And they go on Twitter and they make this big thing, and then you get all this support. But in real life, you tell the story to most people, they'll be like, "So he touched her stomach?"
No,
Yeah, if it's just
I'm
touching
old,
the stomach while they're cuddling,
I
that
think it's
it
because I'm
doesn't
old.
seem like a big deal.
I don't think so.
Like,
It's not an old thing.
You don't think so?
I think this is just people who are too online.
But it's a lot of people
Terminally
that is too
online.
online. Then if it's a lot of people that is too online, it becomes the norm because a lot of people too online get him canceled. It becomes the norm. It means that it's a thing. It matters to that many people. You understand? It means that I'm the one that is out of date. I'm gonna take me out of the equation. All right? And I said,
yeah, you want to enter into the S&M thing, and the negotiation makes her uncomfortable. No, bitch, this is
if I
so
raise a son,
manipulation.
I'm gonna be like,
yeah, I
hey,
agree.
You know what?
It was insane.
Your job is biased.
It was insane.
Because you're always watching stories that are online. You're convinced this is bigger than it actually is.
And
No,
here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
basing it on the fact that I'm so looking at stories online. You watch stories online.
Uh-huh.
I live out there. But if this dude gets canceled,
But he's also in the online world.
sure.
Is he
If you
canceled?
start
Yeah.
seeing it in everyday life where someone touched somebody, then we can have a conversation.
It's just
Most people in real life are gonna look at this and be like,
again,
"It's not story."
it's a very fucking sketchy line where
It is.
I
It is.
do not want people. It's crazy.
Hold on,
because
I want to see more of the dude
people
story,
that
not
really-
these guys.
something
I do
really
enjoy
happened.
these guys, but I want to see more of the
Stream,
dude story.
it was after she'd already streamed it, but not long after, so people hadn't yet made the connection that it was relating to me. And when watching it, I was actually interested. I was thinking, okay, what's this gonna be about? And then when she started saying more and more details, I realized, wait, this is about me.
Please, Stephanie, I actually
was
believe
very
this guy.
very confused, very shocked.
Dude, honestly,
and
like, one of the reasons I believe this guy is the bitch lied about her age. Like, she's already in the red. She went to a concert, to a 21-year-old in place, so she's already lying. She already has a fake ID. She made it sound like the drinking, like. Bitch, what do you think's gonna happen when you go over to someone's fucking hotel room after like an event or a concert? That's like you know what's gonna happen. Like you're not that stupid, right? Okay, that's gonna be more drinking, more cuddling, kind of cuddling, like intimate shit. If you're going over to who goes to someone's hotel room and not think something is gonna transpire out of that, right? So it's the lying. It's the lying at the 21-year-old apartment. I hate women that lie about their age, dude. I fucking it scares the shit out of me. I understand like a lot of when you go to parties, everybody drinks and things transpire, but dude, I'm too afraid. I'm like when I go to parties and I drink, like no, like I'm not getting laid. Like I'm not doing any sexual shit with anyone. Even if I'm fucking wasted. It's like a hard no on my part. Hard no. Like in real life. If I'm wasted in real life, I don't do anything with any woman. It's just like you could be like, oh, you're chronically online. Like people go out and party and drink and like have intimate time with each other while both are drunk. And like that's cool, dude. But yet again, you're gambling. You're gambling because the courts don't give a fuck if the guy's drunk as well. So every time you do that, you're gambling a little bit.
didn't quite
You can
know
sound
what to
chronically
think,
online for that,
given
but whatever.
I had no
That's
impression
what
of
I
any
do.
wrongdoing throughout this whole relationship that I had with her. Not at all. Like, it was, if anything, it was the opposite. I thought we had a pretty good relationship, despite the fact that we actually hadn't talked in a while. I thought if I had seen her in real life again, everything would be fine and we would be friends. It was actually around this point, after VidCon had finished and we were messaging, that I found out her age. And since then, I never pursued anything going forward.
Yeah, that's it.
And
That
I
dude,
essentially
that's it.
stopped messaging her. Her last message to me was August 1st, 2023, and I haven't replied to her since then. After I watched her stream, I was pretty confused.
The dude actually got online. He apologized for everything because the internet was coming down on him so hard. He's like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, he seems like a
Blah, blah,
genuinely
blah,
a good
blah,
person.
blah, blah. Listen,
Like, he literally,
I'm telling
dude,
you,
that's
these
why she
kids
did that.
are
She
so online brain.
she
They're learning
found.
consent from sources that.
Who
aren't
is this guy?
What?
Somebody changed Katie's mind after the fucking to make them look bad. I was there 3 weeks after Katie was assaulted by George Founder, 4 fucking weeks or whatever, and she cried in my fucking arms. This 19-year-old girl, 18-year-old girl, she cried in my fucking arms.
What is this
because
guy?
of what
Who's
you
this
did,
simp?
George Founder. I'm
this
serious. I'm fucking serious. No one had changed her mind. No one. This was a fucking horrible thing to have happened to her, and to try and use me, my friends, or anybody else as a scapegoat
Oh,
for your
that's
fucking
awful, dude.
sexual abuse.
Oh, dude, that's
it's
awful.
disgusting.
You mean I can't?
It's fucking disgusting.
But no, what was I saying on this? Dude, imagine having a friend like that. Who needs enemies when you got a friend like that guy? Who needs enemies when you got a friend like that guy? Wow. What an absolute piece of shit. What an absolute piece of shit. Because here's the thing. If that guy was actually distraught about the situation, he saw it. He saw his friend, you know, whatever, tickle her tummy, right? Why didn't he stand up then? Why didn't he stop him then, right? Why didn't he speak up? Because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. He's only doing this because of social pressure. He literally threw his friend under the bus. Like, dude, that's kind of like the scariest thing about getting big. You don't know like who your friends are. Yeah, he's just making video for views. Honestly, I think he's making it so he doesn't get in trouble, Persephone. I think he's making it so he doesn't get in trouble, right? It's more along the lines like nobody goes to him and tries to like be like, hey, you were there, you didn't stop. I think it's more he's throwing his friend under the bus so he doesn't get socially pressured or canceled.
My friend cried in my king arms about this, and you're on stream denying it all. Denying.
Yeah, I don't think he denied it all. I think it was
So you caused her.
he didn't
You
deny
are
any of it.
Disgusting king people. You and all of your abuse sympathizer friends. You are all king horrible. Seriously.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, that's actually fun. Sorry.
It's pretty funny. It is pretty funny how many times his voice
I
did
was just
crack.
looking at Pearls.
Thoughts?
It's pretty
I
funny.
ain't got no thoughts. He's just mad. He's just mad. Why is it so happy?
It's just like if people are this upset over some girl's stomach being touched. You're
Right, she
cuddling
lied about
with
her
a
age.
You're
Dude,
consenting
she's
to cuddles.
upset.
You admit-
She's literally upset that the dude didn't want to pursue anything with her. As you saw, the last message he sent to her after he found the age, she replied. And then he was even nice. He was even nice enough to say it was sarcasm that she gave him the middle fingers. She did this because she realized that, hey, I'm dick riding this dude. Like, I want to dick ride this dude for views. And then when she realized that, hey, oh, this guy has a moral standard and thought I was 21 and stopped messaging me. I'm going to use his social reputation to farm views. That's literally what happened. From what I see it, that's what happened. From my point of view, that's exactly what happened. It's like, oh, she wanted to dick ride him, wanted to be something just for views. And then when the reality turned out, absolutely, she lost her source for views and she has no fucking morals. And so she then was going to use them for views anyways. Yeah, actually, that's what I think happened. That's what I think in this scenario happened. Without a doubt in my mind. That's what it seems the most transparent thing. Because like if he was sexually assaulting her, like we were looking at this was 4 hours ago. This was fucking 4 hours ago. This was 2 days ago. This guy's video is behind the time. What is it? Because he didn't send a cock pic, he didn't ask for nudes. He just seemed like a straight up guy. Like if she had something on, like she could have been like, he sent me nudes that I didn't want, or he asked for nudes that I didn't want to send and I felt pressure on sending. No, none of that. He didn't ask for any of that in the text messages. He seemed like a genuine dude that thought she was 21. And oh, he should have known my age because it was in my bio. Bitch, you were at a party for 21 plus. I'm agreeing with the dude on this, honestly. Worked herself into being a video. Yeah, it's basically, is she big now? Who is this bitch? Does she do videos? Does she stream now? She worked herself into being a video. Yeah, victim. These guys are cool. I'll subscribe to these guys.